I've got lists of places you've been to. Spain, France, Germany, Italy, Croatia, Austria, Vietnam, Thailand, Myanmar, South Korea, Taiwan, Indonesia, Malaysia.
I'm director of international for a university in Leeds Trinity.
That's one Nigeria. Your memorable experiences.
Men dressed in military uniform, all with rifles. Like, these were not little guns.
Damn, yeah,
like
proper
big rifles. I used to work in Bogota.
Pablo Escobar.
So I went to where he was in Medellin.
Is it?
Yeah, the gun was just like lifted right to the between the window, and just the turbulence. You know, when your stomach, you leave your stomach up there because it just like drops out how many thousand feet in a second. But it kept doing that, and it was from side to side. So the woman next to me grabbed her child, and she's like rocking up and down, praying to something. Yeah, but it's like, you think of your family, don't you? Because you're like, oh, I've not managed to say bye.
Yeah.
Like they don't know that I'm not okay.
Yeah.
A caipirinha on Copacabana. That's like top tier. You think you know tacos.
Yeah.
You don't know tacos.
So, best tacos in Mexico. Bali.
Oh, Bali.
Come on, talk to me about Bali.
So in love with Bali.
Yeah. Has it changed your perspective about your view of the world?
I think it makes you realise that actually the place you occupy is very small. There are a million other people, countries, cultures that do things better and we can learn from. I like, or maybe I should say I dislike, the pace of life in the UK.
If you could pick anything that you could take from any of the countries you've been to and bring it back to the UK, what would it be? How would you introduce yourself?
Formally,
Yeah.
I'm Lisa Williams,
Yeah.
36 years of
Years of
of
old.
age.
Oh, years of old.
And I'm just a local Bolton lass. Put my shoes on every morning, put the socks on one at a time.
You
That's
sure?
me.
Not two at a time. I love
That's
that.
me.
So before we get into anything juicy and interesting, we'd love to play a little game here.
Okay, let's go.
So you're going to give me 3 statements.
Right.
And I have to guess which one is a lie. So one out of the 3 statements, one has to be a lie. And I have to guess which one is a lie. And the listeners at home, or people that are watching at home, also have to guess which one is a lie.
Right.
So you go first and I'll go after you.
Okay. You are all 3 now?
Yeah, so 3 statements, one has to be a lie, and I have to guess which one is a lie.
All right. So I can speak fluent Chinese. I'm qualified to drive the lifeboats on the side of big cruise liners.
Oh.
And I once did a, what are they called? Like where famous people are doing like a premiere for their new film or something.
Oh, like film premiere.
For a Malaysian actress.
Oh.
That's tough.
Yeah, that is a little bit tough. So I know you're a linguist, so potentially you can speak Chinese, but like fluently is a different story. I think film premiere sounds possible because you're well-traveled and you might just happen to be at one just by chance. And the second one is that you are...
I can, I'm qualified to drive the lifeboats on the side of big cruise liners.
qualified to drive lifeboats. That is a skill and a half. Wow.
There's a lot to think about.
There is a lot to think about there. If you're watching this, what are you thinking? Right,
You need
okay.
to poll it.
Let me okay, all right. I think Chinese is a lie because we've spoken briefly, well, quite a lot, but you've never mentioned that you can speak Chinese, so I think that's a lie.
Do I tell you now?
Yeah.
That's a lie. Well done.
Yeah. See, I
good
do
at this.
listen.
You
Yeah,
do listen.
I do listen. So my turn. Okay. I've been to Australia on a holiday for a month. Giving you more detail. I have a sister that I've never met. You ready for the third one?
Yeah.
My biggest fear is... You ready for it?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready for it? How are you laughing?
Give it to me.
My biggest fear is dying alone.
God, that's deep.
That is deep.
The mood just plummeted.
Yeah, it's just like, what?
All right. Okay. So Australia for a month.
Yeah.
Plausible.
Okay.
Sister you've never met. I feel also plausible because I know that you were born in one country and now live in another. So that's possible that somebody was born, but your mum lives in London.
Oh.
But who's to say it's from your mum's side?
Oh. Guess
plot
better.
thickens.
Yeah, it does thicken.
Scared of dying alone? No, you've got a little girl. You'll not die alone. The lie is dying alone.
You sure?
I'm sticking with my bet.
100%.
Yeah.
Final answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I knew it.
Yeah.
We're so good at this.
Well done. 1-1. Even scores. Now that the ice has been truly smashed and knocked out of the park, let's get into your story, your juicy stuff.
Where do I start?
So I want to know, young Lisa, what were your childhood aspirations? What were you dreaming of becoming?
When I was young, I wanted to be a vet. Like,
Why?
I think everybody goes through that whole, like, being a vet is the best career in the world when they're children.
Yeah.
Because it's animals, isn't it? They're cute. And then I remember my mum and dad took me and my brother to a farm when I was a child. And a cow gave birth and I lost my shit, like fainted, sick, the lot. So that was the veterinary career.
Yeah.
Like done and dusted there and then.
Done, dead.
Like,
God. R.I.P.
Just can't come back from that. And then I don't think I really knew what I was doing until I went to secondary school.
Yeah.
Which is normal. You shouldn't know what you're doing until you're really like 18. But
some people know.
Some people know it's a bit of an innate thing.
Yeah,
some
of
people
course.
are very good at things from birth.
Yeah.
I don't think I had that, or at least I didn't know that I was until I started secondary school.
Yeah.
And then I started learning German, and I was like, I can do this. Like, this is easy. It's easy. And then the year after, I started learning Spanish, and that was even easier. It just something clicked in my brain. I was like, it's like I've known this language all my life. I get this. So then at that point, I knew I would do something with languages. I didn't know what, because at 12 you don't know what's available.
So what age did you know that you could do this? You could learn all languages or like most
12,
languages.
12.
Damn.
So some kids are like numerical and the set one for maths, or the sporty or the scientific. I didn't have any of those. Like, I'm not bad at them, but I'm not good at them. I'm just average. And then languages. I was like tick tick.
Yeah, that was your
the
thing.
The little light bulb went off.
Yeah, so what happened after that? Like, when you discovered language was your thing, did you then say, okay, I'm gonna go do language? Like, what happened after that?
So I did Spanish and German right through to A level for Spanish, AS level for German, and then went to university and learned Spanish. I did Spanish and business studies at university.
Oh wow!
In Newcastle, Northumbria, Newcastle. And that part of that 4 years was 1 year abroad in Spain. So I went to university in Spain for a year as well.
So what was the end goal when you went to uni to study Spanish?
I don't know. So this is where I have a massive critique over like career advice.
Yeah.
And weirdly, I now work in the sector where I give kids career advice.
Oh.
But back at the time, I was told, like, do a language. You'll never regret it. You can earn as much money. Like, you've got millions written all over you. So I was like, this is the one. I'm going to do this.
I wouldn't normally think, like, language is, like, the big money maker.
It's a skill set. And so I bought into it like, okay, employers will pay me for this.
Yeah.
But then once you graduate, all you can do is speak a language. You can't.
That's it, yeah.
You can't do anything
monetize
with
it, yeah.
Yeah. Because you've either then got to go and get another qualification in translating or interpreting or teaching or whatever. Like, there's no vocation attached to speaking a language. So then I was like,
what do I do?
Can I swear on this?
Yeah, I can do what you want.
Like, shit, what do I do now? So I went into teaching, secondary school, hated it. Like, it was so bad. I just didn't have the career advice that I think kids now probably have.
Yeah.
And that's not a critique on, like, my mum and dad.
Of course, yeah.
That's possibly the university school stuff. So yeah, I was like little girl lost for a while.
Yeah.
And then life just opened its like Pandora's box of adventures to me.
Oh wow. So you went to Spain during your year abroad?
Yeah. So I went to Spain when I was 19 or 20 and studied there for a year. I studied Spanish. So like the title was something like La Historia de España, La Sociedad de España. Flexing the Spanish. So I wasn't studying the Spanish language. I was studying the history of the Spanish society, like history of Spain.
What, in Spanish?
In Spanish.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how long did you actually take you to learn Spanish?
I got fluent that year.
At the year abroad?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I became fluent that year because otherwise, until then, you're taught to just pass an exam or conversational, like, can I have 5
Yeah.
beers?
Pounds. Yeah. Some. Yeah.
Then it was like survival of the fittest.
Yeah. Wow. So what happened afterwards? You moved back to the UK?
I moved back to the UK, did my final year at university, then stayed in the UK for another year and trained as a teacher. Hated.
Oh.
And halfway through that year, I was like, get me out of this.
Is that like PCG, whatever it's called?
Yeah, PGCE.
Yeah.
So I was teaching kids from 11 to 18 Spanish and French because I'd picked up French on the way.
As you do.
As you do.
So let's rewind that.
Sorry
when did you
about
pick up French? I just saw random.
I picked up French in maybe my second year of university. So I added it in.
So as part of your degree?
Yes.
So you just like, let me just...
I just collect
Je ne sais
languages.
quoi. It's
a little bit of je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I did.
Anyway, how long did it take you to learn French?
I'm not fluent. I struggled with French because, so in Spanish, phonetically, you pronounce everything. You say it as it looks. French is the total opposite. So I'd gone from learning this language like innately to then having to learn a language where all the rules were different.
Oh.
In the way that you speak it.
Yeah.
So I really struggled with that. I can read it and write it quite well. Speaking, I lose my mind.
But even that's a skill, like, within a year, you're able to like read and write another language.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Who does that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Who does that?
Yeah, so right, let's fast forward back to post Spanish year.
Trained as a teacher, hated it. I felt like I'd learned a language to its fullest, and I was then back to teaching like I have a cat.
I have a
I have
cat.
10 dogs. And I was like, no, I've not done all that.
Yeah.
The kids were naughty. I was in a naughty school. Not for me.
Yeah.
So I quit.
Yeah.
And moved to Miami, as you do.
As you do.
I was like, get me out of the country.
Yeah.
I've got to go. I'd had a little bit of a taste of living abroad by then. And I was like, get me out. So I
So
moved
what?
to
You
Miami.
moved, like, what was the thoughts behind that?
So I went for a job for a cruise line to kind of translate and interpret for all the Spanish-speaking guests. So for every the cruise ships that I was working on, there was like 4,000 guests, and if a certain percentage of them are over speak a certain language, you have to have someone in there who speaks that language as well for like security purposes, to do the security drills, to translate what everybody and anybody saying for them. So I would just provide that like linguistic skill for all the Spanish-speaking guests because I was in Miami. They all came from Latin America.
Oh wow, that is so cool.
Yeah,
so
I
you
loved
were,
it.
Like what was the whole experience like on the boat? Like, did you have to stay on the boat for a certain amount of time?
Yeah.
Was it like tax free and all that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
spending.
It was like tax free, crew discount. It was like just a free accommodation.
The dream.
This is the dream.
And
for a 21-year-old, it was the dream. I couldn't do it now.
But like, obviously, at that point, do you think, okay, like, this is me now? Or were you still thinking I could do more?
Yeah, but I still think that now. Like I'm always chasing the next, which is not
thing.
a good thing necessarily. But no, I only did that for a year because you don't have days off, you have hours off. So after a year, I was exhausted. I was done.
But it must be good money though.
It was good money, but I was irresponsible, so I came back with like a telling off from my mum.
Did you?
Yeah.
But again, like you were 21.
Yeah, I was young. I was 21, 22.
Live and learn.
Live and very much learn.
So after a year, you moved back to the UK.
Moved back to the UK, got a job in a cruise travel agency just for the time being, just like get earning.
Yeah.
Move back in with my mum and dad, get earning, get some money under my belt, pay off the debt.
Yeah.
And then I got a job. I flitted around for a while. I had the wildest jobs.
Go on.
Cruise travel agent. And then I moved to a company called Airport Angel who used to do... So like, when you go to the airport, you've got time to kill, so you go in an airport lounge.
Yeah.
So I would sell the passes that get you in the lounge to Spanish-speaking guests. So it's still using my language.
Yeah.
So I used to manage all the airports in Spain.
Yeah.
And then I worked for a company doing micro-insurance, translating for the Latin Americans. And it was all linguistically charged. And they sent me to Dominican Republic, and I was interviewing farmers and like people on really, really low incomes, but who live in like disaster zones or natural disaster zones.
Oh, wow.
So they could be on an earthquake, like a fault line or whatever. So they need insurance more than your average person, but they earn a lot less.
Yeah,
So
I
my
was going to
company
say, yeah.
supplied them with insurance specifically for like disaster zones or
Yeah.
where there's a lot of poverty or there's a lot of flooding.
How are they affording it then? If
So the premiums were so low.
okay.
They were really, really low. And then my company was not for profit, so it would just like kind of reinvest in the communities that we worked
Yeah.
in.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
What
that was
that-
really interesting.
What was the whole experience like? You know, like, did you meet any interesting people?
Overseas, I did, yeah. I mean, I won't name them, but the office
Yeah.
was dull as dishwater.
Is there?
But overseas in Dominican, that was a really good, like 10 days, 2 weeks I was only there for.
What did you do there?
So I
Puff
interviewed all
working.
these, like the clients of the insurance
Yeah.
beneficiaries, but then I also interviewed all the local insurance companies
Yeah.
who were supplying the insurance. So I used to do all these interviews in Spanish and like record like this now.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
Do you want to like take
It's
sort
not my first
seats?
rodeo.
I mean, you can ask me questions if you want to. This is your podcast now.
The Lisa show.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did that for a year, but I hated the commute. It was a long way away from where I was living.
Yeah.
And then I started working in higher education
Oh.
after that.
What led you there?
I honestly can't remember how I got into it. It was just one of those things I fell into. So I was working for a company called Prospects, who are based in Manchester, and they supply career advice
Okay.
at the time to British students, and they brought me in to develop their international partners.
Oh.
So I was there for a little bit,
Yeah.
and then worked for the university side,
What?
which is where I am now.
Oh, University of Leeds Trinity.
Now I'm at Leeds Trinity.
Yeah.
I was at De Montfort in Leicester.
Yeah.
I was at Coventry in Coventry.
Oh, you've been around.
I've been around a lot.
Yeah. What's been your favorite experience so far?
Coventry is the gold standard. Again, nobody thinks this because it's Coventry. Like,
Yeah.
who would know
Yeah,
this?
Coventry.
Coventry is the
a bit
gold
random.
standard of
Yeah.
international recruitment in the whole of the UK,
Oh,
if
okay.
not like Europe. It's up there.
What's the reason why people want to go to Coventry to study?
It's just so as a university, it's really good. It's not a bad university at
Yeah.
all. But they pioneered international before everybody else
Oh, they
did.
were the
So
first
they're
to-
like,
yeah.
the trailblazers.
Yeah.
And I was there at the time that they were doing it.
Oh, so you were there.
So I learned everything I ever needed to learn about international just from being at Coventry. And even now, like 8-9 years later, because I've got Coventry on my CV,
Everyone's like,
I can do anything.
yeah. Oh, lost. Spicy. Okay, I get you.
So it's like a little badge of honor if you've
Yeah.
got Coventry.
I love that. So now that you're a lead now, right? Talk
Yeah.
to me through the travels you've been through
Here,
through
there, and
work.
everywhere.
This is why we're here.
So I clocked
the
up
main
my
event.
51st country this year.
51st country this year.
Yeah, I got 51 this year. Kazakhstan was number 51.
Oh, Borat. Did you,
Borat.
did you meet,
Yeah,
did you meet
the
Borat?
big man.
What's Borat saying?
He's a happy guy.
Yeah, is he?
Kazakhs are lovely.
Love it
A
live.
lot of money in Kazakhstan.
All right, talk me through the start of the year. Like, places you've traveled to.
This year?
Yeah, let's do this year. We've been to 51 countries this year.
No, not this year.
Or in total. Yeah, 51 countries in total.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
this year I started off in Switzerland.
Yeah,
I did Indonesia,
yeah.
Dubai. Oh God. I did South Africa,
Yeah.
Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, India, Sri Lanka, Vietnam, Thailand, Germany, Spain.
Wow. So if you had to pick out, let's say 5 countries from all of that, what's been your top 5 countries?
My heart belongs in Thailand.
Why's that?
I don't know. So I don't do the tourist stuff. Like, I've never really done the Thai islands. I don't really do the beaches because I always go for work, right? So I can't just like take off. But Bangkok has my heart.
Yeah.
Don't know why. Just feel really safe, really happy, really independent there. I love the people, love the food, love the city. Like, it's
Yeah.
always done good things for me.
What's been your best experience in any place you've been to? Like, where has been your favorite or the most memorable moment?
For work or just life?
Life.
So I hiked the Dolomites last year in Italy.
Oh, sick. Oh, it's funny because my last guest is a hiker.
Really?
Yeah, that's so like,
There you go.
and she did the Dolomites this year as
Oh my
well.
God,
and she's Italian.
Is she? There we
Yeah,
go.
that is
So
crazy.
it's all coming together.
Yeah.
But I was supposed to book it. I was supposed to go with an ex-boyfriend. Me and ex-boyfriend split up. So one of my really good friends, Helen, the last minute was like, fuck it, I'll come with you. And
Yeah.
I was like, let's go, Helen. And obviously, because I was going with an ex, we'd booked like the super romantic hotel.
Ooh.
So me and Helen got there. We were honeymooning. It was so good. And they made us a little card that said Mrs. and Mrs.
Oh, that's cute. I love that.
And we just hiked the Dolomites in the happiest little bubble.
Yeah.
And it was I've never known, in the 51 countries, it's the most beautiful place I've ever been to.
Wow.
And to the point where I'm taking my mum in March to the same hotel.
What other countries?
I did Carnival in Rio.
Oh, sick. I love,
That was unreal. So that's every February. And loved that. It's Rio.
Yeah.
And like, need I say anything more?
But I've heard Brazil can be dangerous. What are your thoughts on that?
I've never seen it. So
You haven't experienced it?
No, I've never experienced it. I've done a few Brazilian cities and I've done Rio a few times and I've never felt unsafe there.
Oh wow, I love that. So like what would like your top favorite things to do be in Rio? Actually, let me rephrase that. What are your top favorite things to do in Rio? Or what are the top favorite
So you've got
things
to
that you did
have
in Rio?
a caipirinha on Copacabana. That's like
Yeah.
top tier.
What, say that again?
So a caipirinha is the national cocktail.
Yeah.
And it's lethal. It's just like there's no mixer. It's just like straight, and then you've got a little bit of sugar, a little bit of lime.
Yeah.
So you've got to have
Get
one of those
down,
on
yeah.
Copacabana Beach.
Yeah. Okay. What else?
What else did I do? So we got a little bus up to Buzios, which is where I feel like it's Brigitte Bardot used to holiday.
Who's that?
Brigitte Bardot, you're showing your age now, and I'm showing mine. She was like, back in the day, one of the most beautiful women ever. She was a model and an actress.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she used to holiday there.
Yeah.
Sugarloaf Mountain, Christ the Redeemer.
Oh yeah, I know Christ the Redeemer.
Carnival.
Yeah.
So in Carnival, they have street parties that they call blocos. So
Yeah.
bloco is like literally the block of the street.
Yeah.
And then each little block has its own individual party.
Oh,
and
I
then
love
a bus
that.
just runs through the city and you can like hop on, hop off and go to the
Yeah.
little blocos.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Like nobody knows how to party like the Brazilians.
Okay. All right. So we've done Brazil. Let's do. Can I pick any random countries that
Yeah,
you've
go
done
for it.
and
Let's see
and
what
ask you
we've
like
got. I got
things
a
to do?
list. You should have got my list up.
Yeah, let's get your list up.
Get the list.
Get your list. All right, I've got lists of places you've been to. Let me see if I can read it really, really quickly. Spain, France, Germany, Italy, Croatia, Austria, Vietnam, Thailand, Myanmar, South Korea, Taiwan, Indonesia, Malaysia, Brunei. I just be able to say that. Brunei, USA, Canada, Colombia, Chile, Brazil, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Cuba, Bahamas, Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, Hungary, United Arab Emirates, St. Martin, UKVI, what's
UK
that?
Virgin Islands.
UK Virgin Islands, Jamaica, Barbados, Belgium, Ireland, Cyprus, Greece, Cayman Islands, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, Portugal, Dominican Republic, Czech Republic, Turks and Caicos,
Yeah.
Malta, Bangladesh, Switzerland, India, Sri Lanka, Uzbekistan, and Kazakhstan. Whew. Mouthful. Right, take me to, I want to go to South Korea. What did you do in South Korea?
So I went to Seoul for about 3 days and I was working there. Majority of those are work.
Yeah.
So I went to see like my clients, and then weirdly, one of my friends that I was in high school with moved there and met and married a South Korean lady. So I met up with him while I was there. We got absolutely blind drunk.
Did you in South Korea?
Yeah, in South Korea. He took me around like his local bars and stuff. And then the hangover food. So what a South Korean local dish, and I could be doing them a disservice now, but it's like super noodles.
Yeah.
Just covered in cheese.
Oh, that
Who
sounds
would've
banging.
think? Like so hungover. I was like,
oh, that's the
give
dream.
me all the noodles and cheese.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, love
What-
South Korea.
What else did you do in South Korea?
Tourist wise, that's it. I didn't really do much because I was only there for a few days.
All right,
Went to Gangnam.
Gangnam.
Yeah,
What's
you know Gangnam style.
Yeah.
It's
Is
a
that
place.
that's actually a place?
Yeah, it's a place. So I went there.
Can you show us the dance move?
No, absolutely not. You know, I've told you I don't have any rhythm.
Go on.
I
Off
don't
them
know
Gangnam style. Yeah.
There we go.
10 out of 10 for effort. 10 out of 10 for effort. All right, let's go to USA, United States of America. What did you do in
Lived
USA?
in Miami.
Oh yeah, of course. You walked on the boat.
I've been to LA.
What are your favorite things to do?
So I don't know if it's my favorite place in the world.
But like, what are your favorite things to do in that place?
In the
Miami,
US, in
yeah.
Miami. Miami's just like shopping, beach, nightclubs.
Yeah.
That's the big three in Miami.
I've got like a weird, like, random thing that I want to do in Miami, like just like be on a bike, but like topless and like shorts and just like
Yeah, that's
enjoy
your
the
place to
sunshine,
do
just
that.
cycle.
Yeah. Or LA, like down
Yeah.
Venice Beach,
Yeah,
Muscle Beach.
that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
You coming?
Sure. Yeah.
Deal.
If you're coming to the Dolomites, I'm going to the US.
Yeah, deal.
There we
Sold.
go.
We were talking about America.
America.
Things to do, shopping in Miami.
Yeah,
what-
I did Denver, Colorado.
Okay, what did you do there?
Beautiful.
Okay.
So you've got the Rockies behind. Really, really nice place. It was work. It's
Yeah.
always work.
So you didn't do anything
No, I went to the Botanical Gardens.
nice?
Botanical Gardens, you've
I
seen
was
one,
there.
you've seen them all. Yeah.
All right.
5 out of 10.
I'm leaving America. America's
Yeah,
long.
let's leave.
Let's go to Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah, what did you do in
Dios
Mexico?
mío.
Adios, míos.
So I used to work in Mexico City
Okay.
a couple of times a year. And then when I was on the ships, we used to do Cozumel, which is an island off the northeast of Cancun, every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Do you need to do
That's fine.
anything?
Forget it. It's yeah.
So, yeah, Mexico City, really, really good city.
Okay.
It's like so vibrant, absolutely massive.
Yeah.
Really good food. Like you think you know tacos.
Yeah.
You don't know tacos.
So best tacos in Mexico.
Hands down.
Where?
Mexico City.
Mexico City.
Yeah.
What restaurant do you remember?
No. It was a long time ago.
What other things did you do?
I went to Day of the Dead celebrations there.
Okay. What's that?
So the Dia de los Muertos is like the day that they don't mourn, they like celebrate everybody that's died. So like their grandparents, whoever in your family, friends,
Okay.
and network have died.
I love that. Yeah, that's a
so
good
it's like
idea.
a national day of celebration for people that have passed.
Yeah.
Dia de los Muertos, and one of the symbols is like they're called something like a sugar skull,
Yeah.
or I don't know if you've heard them, like the really graphic skulls, big.
Oh,
black
I've
eyes.
seen it. I've seen it. Yeah.
So those are all around the city.
But like and those like actually dead people.
No, like you can get like images of them, as
Oh,
in like
you
they're
can.
everywhere on
Yeah.
posters, on adverts. Like people dress up as them and paint their eyes black,
Yeah.
and then like the teeth on white and stuff. So I went to a Dia de los Muertos celebration.
How was that? What was
Yeah,
that
it was
experience like?
nice. It was good because the whole point is that it's not a mourning event. It's
Yeah.
not like a sad
So it's celebration
event.
of life.
It's like a celebration of life, and there's
Yeah.
like flowers and it's colourful. Yeah, I think
What's-
that might be Mexico for
Let's
you.
go then. Right, let's do Nigeria, my country.
Nigeria, the motherland.
Yeah, how are you,
My
man?
flight's yesterday.
Yeah, you did, but you didn't book me on. This is a bit awkward still. And you keep reminding me that. Snowflake.
The Nige.
Yeah, tell
Where
me
do you
what-
want me to start?
All right,
I think
favorite-
most of my travel stories are in Nigeria.
Yeah, are they?
Yeah.
Shock. All right.
So do you know what we say in my industry in higher education? Because a lot of students come from Nigeria, so majority of universities go there.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a Nigeria story.
So, like, before we go on to Nigeria, let's talk about like what you actually do, so people could give context to people.
Sure. So I'm director of international for a
Yeah.
university in Leeds Trinity, and I internationalise the university from the inside out. So that might be bringing the international students.
Yeah.
It's making sure that we've got an international footprint, or we've got like an international base or a presence
Yeah.
in various different markets overseas. So our franchise degree programs, if you're based in wherever, Mexico, and there's a demand for a British degree, I can come over, like assess your university,
Yeah.
and if it holds up to like certain standards, we can franchise our degree. So
Yeah.
you can teach it in your university, or you can study it in your university
yeah.
in Mexico.
I love that. So, yeah.
Facilitate mobility, so like kids can move around, exchange,
Yeah.
like I did in Spain.
Yeah, makes sense. Perfect. Yeah, now that we've given context to people that are listening
Mm-hmm.
or watching, hearing this, now let's talk about Nigeria.
Where do I start?
So where do you start? Start from telling me your memorable experiences. It can be good or bad.
No, I have got good and bad, but the memorable is when I got malaria
Yeah,
and I had a gun pointed at my head. Not at the same time,
yeah.
but that was like, that sticks.
Damn. Yeah, of course. That kind of stuff sticks to you, man.
However, good things came from that, because when I was poorly with malaria, I couldn't get in the hospital initially because they wanted cash. I had no cash on me. So a colleague who was based in the other side of Lagos,
Yeah.
she drove like 3 hours in traffic. She's got children. She left
Wow.
them at home. She drove 3 hours in the traffic to come and pay me into the hospital. And if there's
In
ever
cash?
in cash, If there's ever like a population of people that I've met, the nicest are Nigerians.
Oh wow, you hear it first.
Down.
Come on, get to know Nigerians out here, nice people. But talk to me about the malaria, because that was not a nice experience.
God, I thought I was going to die. You've had it, right?
Yeah, I've had malaria.
Oh. So I got malaria and food poisoning at the same time. Like I got the double blow.
Damn, both ends.
Yeah, just death. Like I was on my last legs.
Wow.
So I was sat outside a hotel in VI and ate a bad burger and got bitten in the same night. So like the morning after, I couldn't see straight. And my colleague was in the room next door, and I would never normally ask for help because we just so much didn't have that much in common. But I was like, Gordon, I need help. I couldn't function.
Yeah.
So he put me in a taxi, came with me, we went to hospital. And I was I was fainting, I was being sick, all of those things like that you don't need to know. And then I had to wait for about 3 hours for my colleague Ada to come and pay me in.
Wow.
Little Buscopan shot in the bum.
Yeah.
Fine.
Job done.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now talk to me about your experience. Obviously, you mentioned having a gun to your head.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Just another Tuesday,
Just another Tuesday, standard day.
So I was coming from VI back to the mainland.
Yeah.
Into Acacia. And we pulled up in traffic next to like a military transport van. I don't know what it was. You told me the other day, like where they have the...
Oh yeah, like a pickup.
Like a pickup truck.
Yeah.
And in the back of the pickup truck was maybe about 3 or 4 men dressed in military uniform, all with rifles. Like these were not little guns.
Damn, yeah,
like
proper
big
stuff.
rifles. And you could see like the bullets, all that kind of get up. And just naively, as we pulled up in traffic, I looked to my right and I just gave him just a very nice little smile.
You're all right.
Hi, mate. And he did not like it.
Yeah.
So the gun was just like lifted right to between the window and me.
What was going through your head?
Fucking the bullet.
Shit.
So my colleague next to me, she was like, do you know? And I was like, yeah, no, I can see it in my peripheral. I know. She was like, don't move, don't react. Yeah. Don't blink, don't look. Just sit and wait for the light to go on green. And that was like, it must have felt
it felt like slow, like the world has stopped and slowed down.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you just sat there hoping not to get shot.
I was just going to work. I was just little old me going to work with an AK-47 on my head.
And what was that feeling like when you drove off and you just like, you knew that the gun wasn't there anymore?
I don't know if I've never ever known relief like it. Because I knew he wasn't going to shoot me.
Yeah.
I think I knew he wasn't going to shoot me.
Why did you know? You're in a different country now.
Yeah, but when you think about it, what would he gain? There's
True.
a million people around. I mean, standstill traffic.
Yeah. But, Nigeria police have done worse.
Yeah.
So, you never know.
Yeah,
but,
I'm great kidnapping serial. I know that.
Yeah. Fuck. That's crazy.
But you have too.
Yeah. So, obviously my story is a bit different. When I was with my grandma, I'm living, obviously, I went to a boarding school. During holidays, I came back home, stayed with my grandma because my dad worked in the city. My mum worked for the government, so it was a busy life. Actually, my mum was in the UK at that point. So we got robbed. I had a gun to my head, and it was a crazy experience. And that scarred me for life because I feel like I'm still dealing with that trauma today.
Of course.
So I'm like, when I'm back in Nigeria, I don't fall asleep. No, I don't intend to sleep. I'll fall asleep.
Yeah.
And then when I wake up, I'm like, so it's actually quite sad because
sad.
I feel like I can't go back to my own country and feel safe, which is a sad thing. But it happened. It's something that I have to work on and deal with, and move forward from that. But until then. But it sucks that you had obviously not as intense, but still
a lot less traumatic, but still
traumatic.
Very unexpected.
Yeah,
I did not expect that to happen that day.
Yeah. Did that change your opinion of Nigeria in that moment?
No. I just think you could get a gun to your head in Manchester.
True.
That can happen anywhere.
Fact, yeah.
It definitely didn't.
All right, tell me more about the good stuff. Did you try the food?
Yeah, I was just going to say the food. I'm not going to say that I'm brave for pepper soup.
Yeah. And I think it's spicy.
I've got a Western palate.
Yeah.
But I've had it.
Yeah.
I've had like goat curry, mutton curry, jollof rice.
Banging.
Yeah, I need to try chin chin.
Yeah, chin chin's banging as well. Yeah.
Food's good.
Yeah.
People are really good. Just so enthusiastic. And so there's one of my clients in Lagos, I think he's in. Every time I go, he gives me a chicken pie.
Chicken pie, nice.
Pie.
Yeah.
Love it. Like the best chicken pie I've ever had.
Isn't it called like meat pie? Because like we call it meat pie, but again, it might be chicken pie. But like back growing up, like we had something called meat pie. I used to go to this restaurant. It's called like Mr. Biggs, and you used to have that food there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it must be like something similar to it, but it is banging.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
And then I've been to the supermarkets in Nigeria, and I can't remember the name of them, but they're so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
What are the experiences of, obviously, the other day when we were talking, you said that you went to, is it, not Enugu, like...
Port Harcourt.
Port Harcourt, yeah.
Port Harcourt is one on its own.
Yeah.
So that's it's a much smaller city, but there's students there. So I've visited a few times. Port Harcourt is very rough and ready.
Yeah.
And not a lot goes right there, so like the electricity just isn't a thing. So I don't take my hairdryer with me. I use hotel hairdryers, and there was not a hotel hairdryer nor electricity, so I just had wet hair all week. It's one of those where it's like, all right, fucking get on with it.
Yeah. And how does that relate to your experience of living in the UK? You know, having that 24 hours of electricity.
It humbles you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
because
does.
You take it for granted that when I go home tonight, I can put the heating on.
Yeah.
The electricity, you don't need heating in Nigeria.
No.
It's so hot, but you know what I mean? You take it for granted.
Yeah, the light, just having lights, like some...
Yeah.
Yeah, just brightness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I went with a colleague and we checked, there's one like brand hotel, the Novotel. Everything else is like a little boutique hotel.
Yeah.
And there was only one room. There was two of us. And I was like, I'm not, we can't share we're colleagues. It was just inappropriate. So he got escorted to the hotel next door with a gun.
yeah, not today. Get out. You've been asked to leave by the white woman.
Good luck,
move,
mate.
yeah. How funny.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. All right. That's Nigeria done.
Yeah.
Yeah, good and bad experiences. But
yeah, but you get that.
Would you go back?
I'm going back next month.
Yeah, she's going back next month because she loves it so much.
Month.
All right, another country.
All right, where are we
Let's go to somewhere exotic. Let's go to Barbados.
Barbados. So Barbados was holiday, and it was with my mum and dad and brother. Oh God, 20 years ago.
20 years ago, wow.
Yeah.
What did you guys do?
So it must have been like my mum's 40th, 50th, somebody's birthday, I think. And we went to New York for 3 or 4 days and then flew to Barbados for 10 days. It's all very bougie.
Yeah, nice.
And I remember on the flight, it was the days when we didn't have phones like that. We had like the little digital cameras and you put a card in the side.
Yeah.
And my mum was just messing about on the flight and she deleted every single picture from the entire trip.
Julie.
No, Julie.
You're fired, Julie.
So Julie was in the bin.
Yeah.
And we just holidayed. I was 15.
Yeah.
Ish.
What can you remember from that?
Just the happy things. So my mum and dad brought me and my brother up not to be tourists, to be travellers.
Yeah, I love that.
So we did stay in a resort hotel, but we didn't eat there much that night. We went so there's like a little local town called Oistins. We went into Oistins where all the locals were, and there was like barbecues going on the side of the road from like the catch of the day and stuff. We did all of that. Went to some really nice restaurants, just beach holiday, your typical beach holiday.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, that sounds good. All right, let's go to Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. So that was only 2 months ago.
Oh, okay, tell me about Sri Lanka. What did you do?
I was there for 48 hours.
48 hours in Sri Lanka?
Yeah.
What did you get up to? Just work? Or?
Just work. I did walk around Colombo, so that's where I was working. So in the morning, I try and get a good 5-kilometre walk in every morning, where possible, like as long as the roads allow it and the weather's good. So I went for a 5K walk in the morning. And then literally just stayed in the hotel all day interviewing students. Oh. Went out for dinner that night, flew out the morning after.
That was it. What did you have?
I had a curry.
I knew you were going to say curry.
When in Rome.
So English. Yeah.
So I'm bulking at the minute, so I'm taking advantage of it all. Yeah.
All right, let's do India because it's next door.
So India
next door? Is it next door?
Yeah, it was about an hour flight, I think. I flew from Chennai to Sri Lanka. So I was in India for about 4 days. India was a ride. It was my first time there. Yeah. And I went to Kerala, which is the southern, maybe southwest side. So kind of the glamorous side, if you will, like the holiday vacation side. But I went to meet the Archbishop of Kerala. So that's why I was going, which on any given Monday, people don't tend to do. So my university's Catholic.
Yeah.
So we've got a bit of a duty to have like a Catholic mission.
Yeah.
And so I went to meet the Archbishop of Kerala to look at some programs that he's offering, because so at his house, it's also a nunnery.
Yeah.
So we went to the nunnery / his house, and these Indian ladies are practicing to be nuns. And as part of that, they're doing PhDs in theology.
Oh, I love that.
So we were looking at trying to do a collaboration between their PhD in theology and my university's Catholicism. So literally went to his house, saw in his bedroom, just a little peek.
What was that experience
Very
like?
humble. Yeah, it was weird. It was just bizarre.
Random.
Absolutely. But then as part of the trip, just weirdly on the day that I was there, it was like National Study Abroad Day.
Yeah.
And obviously that's my bag. So they brought me in and I had to like conduct this ceremony where Indian kids would present me with their passports. So we'd sit opposite each other on the floor, cross legs, shoes off.
Yeah.
They'd sit opposite me, hand me their passport, and I like blessed their head.
You feel like God. They're like, yeah, man.
It was really strange. Like, I thought I shouldn't be here. Like,
Lord Lisa bless you.
I'm so unqualified to do this. And it was, they presented me with like a little silver plate full of petals, rose petals, passport on top of it. I blessed their passport, I blessed the forehead, sent them on the merry
big
way.
deal. Come on.
And it was in the press. I know.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, big dog.
I know.
Kiki, bless
Sorry
me.
about that.
Whilst I'm here.
Do you want my autograph?
Yeah,
while I'm
thank you.
here?
Yeah, that would
God
be lovely,
bless
actually.
you.
Yeah, thank you. I feel the blessing already.
So
Oh,
that
wow.
was India.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What did you do? Like, is it like, did you go to anywhere nice in India and anywhere to eat?
No, I was only
Anywhere to
there for
recommend?
about 3 or 4 days. So I was in Kerala for maybe 2 or 3 days, then a village called Kannur,
Yeah.
back to Kerala and then out.
Okay, not much then. Right, let's mix it up. Ireland.
So Ireland will take you on a journey.
Oh, there we go.
As in, like, there's a backstory to Ireland.
Oh,
Because I went to
we love
Dublin
backstory, okay?
for my hen do, because I was once upon a time going to be married.
Oh,
That didn't happen.
You was gonna
which
be
is
a
fine. I was
bride.
going to be a bride. But Dublin was my hen do.
okay.
So I went with all my best friends, had a wild time. You know the drill, just
Yeah.
drunk idiots. I wanted a stag do rather than a hen do.
Oh, I love that.
I didn't want L plates. I wanted to wear my own clothes. I didn't want to be dressed up in pink. I wanted it to be just wild.
Yeah.
I wanted a solid drinking stag do.
Oh, wow.
And that's what I got.
Is that what you got?
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah. My friends did me right.
What else did you do in Ireland?
That's it, I think.
That's it, right?
Just
Ireland.
drank myself stupid. Drank myself into single life.
Did you? All right, let's go to Chile.
Chile was beautiful. So I was in Santiago de Chile, which is the capital. I was working for 2 days and then I had a weekend off. So I drove to the border of Chile and Argentina, the Andes, and there's a vineyard there, weirdly.
Okay.
And I'll show you in a minute. But I went on like a wine tasting tour in the most beautiful bright blue lake, Andes behind you, and the tour guide brought like cheese and crackers and red wine, and we just sat there with the most vast mountains behind us.
I love that.
Freezing cold, like little bob hat on, coat, and I was like, pinch me.
Yeah.
How is
That's
this happened?
stunning, yeah.
Chile was unreal.
Yeah.
Loved it.
So, like, where did you go in Chile, and what did you do, and what did you eat, and where did you eat, and do you have any recommendations for people?
So Chile has got like no national dish. I could be doing them a
okay.
disservice, but they've not got anything. Kind of like us in Britain, we don't have really anything decent to show for.
So, but if you're Chilean, is that the word for it?
Yeah.
If you're Chilean and you disagree, and
Sorry about
and
that.
there is a food that you think is your national food, do leave a comment below, or just let us know.
Don't kill me.
All right, don't. You know.
I will try and pull this back.
All right, put it back.
I had a really good mixed grill there.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
lovely.
So like steak, chicken, sausages, all the lot. It was
Yeah.
unreal. And it came in like a wire basket with the hot coals
Yeah.
underneath.
Oh,
So it
nice.
was still like cooking it as it was
Yeah.
brought out. So I did have a good mixed grill in Chile. So yeah, beautiful skies because you're right down south, right?
Yeah.
It was far, like almost at Argentinian Antarctica. So really, really nice like sunsets in that hemisphere.
Yeah.
I was going to go to a village called Valparaiso, which I didn't get to, but it's supposed to be beautiful.
Yeah.
So I just did Santiago and I did a little hike actually to like a vantage point up a mountain to see the whole city.
Oh, lovely.
Chile was good, like
Yeah.
top tier Chile.
Yeah, lovely. Is that it for Chile? Any bad experiences?
No
All
bad
good.
experiences in Chile.
All right, should we go to Canada? I'd love to go to Canada. I just love the scenery, the mountains.
Yeah, I
Talk
think
to me about
Canada's
Canada.
on my list for next year as well.
Again, you're gonna do
I
it
want to
again.
go to Banff, yeah. So Banff and do like hiking and laking and all of
Yeah.
that.
So talk to me about Canada. What did you do in Canada?
So I used to work in Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver. Toronto more than the others. And Canada's the one place I've been to where it was -20.
Damn, -20, bro. You need 5 jackets.
You're like nothing prepares you.
Yeah.
'Cause your eyelashes hurt, and you're like, how do you feel pain on your eyelashes? Everything hurts.
You don't wear a mask.
Like sunglasses don't even cut it because the liquid in your eyes starts to freeze over if you go outside for too long.
Rah.
Canada's amazing, but I remember that's one of the places I went to. It was like,
What did
so
you wear?
cold.
Did you wear a jacket, then a jacket on, and
Yeah,
a jacket?
jackets on jackets on jackets. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I loved Canada.
Yeah. What did you love about Canada?
People are really nice. Like the Canadian people are renowned for being overly nice.
Yeah.
Like they can kindness their way out of a fight.
Yeah.
Toronto as a city is amazing. I've got friends there from when I was in Miami. Toronto's got an island. Who knew?
Oh wow.
So Toronto Island's really nice. It's got like a little fun fair and stuff on it. It's dead cute. Vancouver's a really cool city.
Yeah.
You've got skiing, you've got snowboarding, you've got all the mountains, and you've got a city itself. It's got a harbour.
Oh,
It's
that sounds
so
dope.
far away from
Yeah.
everything else. Yeah.
Food nice.
Food's nice. So
What did you have?
Canada has got a dish. We call it chips and cheese.
Yeah.
They call it poutine.
Poutine.
So poutine is like fries
Yeah.
with a topping. You can get like gravy, curry sauce, fucking chicken, whatever you want,
Yeah.
and then melted cheese all over it.
Oh, sounds
And that's
banging.
poutine. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
So when I went there and had that for the first time, I was
Yeah.
like, "This is chicken, chips and cheese. This
Yeah.
is not poutine."
Yeah. I would like to put it into me.
I see what you did there. I see what you did. It's been a long day, but I'll give you that. Yeah, big fan of Canada, and it's half French, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
not half
I-
French.
is it half French?
It's not half French. There's a big French.
Nationals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Is that it for Canada? Moving on.
Yeah, I think so.
Colombia.
Colombia, Dios mío.
Adios míos.
So, Colombia, I used to work in Bogota, capital, and also
you meet Pablo Escobar.
so I went to where he was in Medellin.
Is it?
Yeah. So I went to Medellin, and Medellin is like a bowl. So when you fly in, you're flying into like the most beautiful. Colombia, I used to work in Bogota, capital, and also
You meet Pablo Escobar.
so I went to where he was in Medellin.
Oh, yeah.
Medellin's really, really nice.
Yeah.
Bogota could take or leave it,
Okay.
but
Why's
Medellin,
that?
just not a lot going on
In
for
what
me.
sense? For you.
Bit boring.
Yeah.
Not a pretty city.
Oh.
People are lovely,
Yeah.
and I've got some colleagues that live there now, but not
Not your cup of tea.
my cup of tea.
Right. Medellin.
Medellin.
What you love about it?
It's like Pablo Escobar.
Yeah,
land,
it's
isn't
like,
it?
oh my God,
It's
I'm
just
in Pablo
shrouded in
Escobar
So
land.
much history. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like, I wonder if it happened on that car.
Yeah. Was it there? Is that what it
Yeah,
was
were
doing?
you involved?
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Medellin.
what did you do in Medellin?
Work. It's always work.
It's
So I've
work.
got clients in all of these places
Yeah,
I'm
did you
talking
ever-
about, and I just go and visit them.
Did you ever get to enjoy it? Like apart from work?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, no. It depends if I'm on my own, if I'm with other colleagues, if I'm only there for 1 day, 2 days. Medellin, I think I was fairly in and out in 2 or 3 days.
Quick in and out.
Yeah.
Where else did you go in Colombia?
Just those two.
Just to see. Okay.
Yeah.
Colombia sounds lovely. Medellin sounds banging.
Medellin's, yeah. bucket
Medellin.
list. Medellin.
Let's do Taiwan. We in Taiwan.
Taiwan, I was there for about 4 days. A bit like Bogota. Didn't do it for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's move on from Taiwan.
I've not got a lot to say about Taiwan.
No. Let's do United Arab Emirates.
Dubai and Abu
Dubai.
Dhabi. I've done both of those.
Both. We just do both.
So Dubai, two of my best friends live there.
Yeah.
My best friends in the entire world. And then because I fly Emirates whenever I go east, I always stop off in Dubai. So I get to see them
Yeah.
however many times a year.
You've got friends everywhere.
Yeah, I'm a lucky lady. So Dubai's Dubai. It's like
Bougie.
it's
flashy.
bougie, it's flashy, there's money. For me, it's not got a lot of kind of depth to it,
Yeah.
but it's
But
a
like-
happy place for me because it's where my friends are.
Did you get to explore the village, the old Dubai?
No, do you know what? I haven't. I've always done the tourist Dubai actually.
Yeah. The
Like
old
the
Dubai
Sikhs and
is
stuff.
quite like historic and it's got a lot of, you know.
Have you been
I've been to Dubai, yeah.
to the old parts?
Yeah, I bet, yeah,
I'd like to.
For a day or two, but I would love to explore it more. 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot more history to Dubai.
That's it. There's definitely more than what I've seen.
Yeah.
But I always go just to see my friends.
Tourist
so we
stuff.
always end up in restaurants and bars and
Yeah.
whatever, just catching up.
Abu Dhabi?
Abu Dhabi, my best friend who lived in Dubai first started off in Abu Dhabi. So I've done the F1 there a few times.
How's that?
Yeah, it's unreal. It's just, there's so much
What's
money,
the noise
isn't there?
level like?
All right. It's
Yeah, is
fine.
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's bearable. Yeah, just really bougie. I was at the Abu Dhabi F1 last year on a yacht with champagne thinking, how the fuck have I got here?
Cayman Islands.
Cayman.
We are in the Cayman Islands.
I don't think I've got a lot to say about the Cayman Islands.
Oh, what did you do?
I don't have a
it's
juicy
just work.
story. Huh?
Does it just work?
It's always work, mate.
Yeah, but I know, but like you didn't get to explore it.
No, I didn't, and I don't know why. But I can't even picture it.
But lovely country,
Yeah, nice country.
good food.
But we couldn't tell you.
Can't remember.
Can't remember. Nice beaches.
Well, nice
great
beaches.
weather.
That's about it.
Nice place to be paid to be.
Yeah.
That's all I've got.
Oh, Cayman. Yeah.
Bottom of the list. No, not bottom of the list. That's
Oh,
not fair.
she said that. It's not me. I'm not involved. Don't cancel me. Cancel Lisa. We won't give you your full names in case you actually find her. Let's do Wales and Scotland.
So I wasn't sure if they should count in my list, but they are
why's
other
that?
countries.
Yeah, technically
part
they are.
of ours, but
yeah,
they're also not.
They are other country. Yeah, I'll give you that. Wales.
So Wales, I went. What's it called? Like wild camping in Wales for the first
sick.
time. That's where I did that.
Is it like we just like
You
stop
literally
anywhere?
just like there. That's where we'll stop.
that's where I'm sleeping
the one,
tonight.
yeah.
I'll do it.
Pitch up a tent, do it. So I did that. Really liked it. I have
Yeah.
to say, not something I do every weekend.
Yeah, probably not.
But I found myself to be quite tough. I thought I'd moan the
Yeah.
whole way. Didn't.
Confident girl, strong girl.
Yeah.
What else did you do in Wales?
I've done Cardiff.
Yeah.
I've done Llandudno.
What did you do there?
Oh, just holidayed, drank, ate.
Nothing
I went as a
memorable.
child. I've been in as an adult. I went during lockdown.
Yeah.
I hired an Airbnb that had its own private lake and a canoe.
Oh, that's lovely.
That was really nice.
That's a nice experience.
Because there was
Where
nothing
was
else
that?
to do. Oh God, I don't know. I'd have to go on my Airbnb
Yeah.
account. There's nothing else to do in lockdown, was there?
Yeah.
You couldn't go abroad. So I drove to Wales and hired this little Airbnb.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Yeah,
What,
it
by
was
yourself?
nice. No, with a boy. There's always a boy, isn't there?
Oh, nice.
An ex-boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely experience.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah. Good food in Wales.
I'm
Or did you get to try any of the local foods?
trying to think now. What's the local food? Probably not. No.
Isn't
probably
that
just done massive-
haggis? Just-
haggis is Scottish.
It's Scottish, yeah.
Yeah, never tried haggis.
Never.
Not sure I've got it in me.
All right, Scotland.
Yeah, I've done Scotland, but I'd love to do more of Scotland.
Where did you go in Scotland?
I've only done Edinburgh.
Okay.
Have you been?
No, not yet.
It's a really good city.
What's good about it?
It's beautiful. It's a really stunning city. Good shops, good bars, good people, all of those things. But Scotland as a country is stunning, and there's so
Yeah.
much of it that we don't see.
Is it like
'Cause
the
it's so far
landscape
away.
or just
Yeah.
the people or the
Yeah. No, the landscape. So I think the further north you go, and northwest off to like the bit that you can't see on the map,
Yeah.
you've got like the Northern Lights up there. You can do hiking. It's so remote, cold,
Yeah.
but you've got all the lakes and the locks and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I love
It's
that.
supposed to be beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is that Scotland? Is there anything else memorable experience in Scotland?
No.
All right, let's do 3 more countries.
Okay.
Jamaica.
Oh, Jamaica. Yeah, I love Jamaica.
Jamaica me crazy.
Jamaica.
Oh.
Stop it.
But I'm
Jamaica, I did Montego Bay and Ocho Rios. Climbed a
Oh.
waterfall, which is not special because I think everyone
Everyone
that
does
goes
that.
there does that. Yeah.
A bit touristy, mate.
Yeah,
bit
very
basic.
touristic. But that was when I was living in Miami.
Okay.
So we used to stop off in Jamaica every other week or so.
Montego.
So I used to have to accompany the Spanish-speaking guests on their tour, their shore excursions, to translate for them.
So you got a free trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Working holiday.
So a waterfall is una cascada.
Yeah.
So I used to like go on the cascadas with them and translate and all of that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
What else did you do in Jamaica?
I think that might be it. you know.
Food?
Good food, jerk chicken,
Yeah. What else?
rice,
Yeah. Rice and peas? No?
rice and pea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I remember.
Yeah, lovely.
This
Jamaica.
is a long time ago.
Yeah, that's fine. Jamaica, Cuba,
Cuba.
Cubanos.
Really liked Cuba. Cuba was holiday.
Yeah,
And at the time, I was studying Latin American history.
yeah,
So Christopher Columbus discovered it in 1492, and I was obsessed with
Yeah.
it because it was like, I don't know, this language that I speak like coming to life in the history of how it developed into the Americas and stuff. So we went to Cuba on holiday, but then we did a couple of trips, like individual trips into the countryside, and I went to the place where Christopher Columbus dropped his anchor, and that's where he found the
cool.
Americas. And we went to Havana
Yeah.
with all the old cars,
Havana,
and Ernest Hemingway was in Havana.
Yeah.
He wrote all his love letters and stuff there.
Oh, cute.
Went to the bar where he wrote all his love letters, and like there's some of them on the wall.
Yeah.
Really likes Cuba. Like Fidel Castro, it's just got such
Yeah.
a massive history. And at the time, Americans weren't allowed to go to Cuba and vice
Ooh,
versa.
yeah.
That's been lifted, I think.
I'm not sure, but yeah.
But the locals, because they relied so much on tourism, the locals weren't allowed to eat beef, steak, because it had to be reserved for tourists.
That's crazy.
How bad
That
is
is
that?
wild. Imagine
How
not being
bad
able
is
to
that?
eat a meat just because someone else is coming to visit your country.
Your meat,
yeah.
and you can't have it. I don't know if that's changed,
Yeah.
but at the time, how bad is that?
That's crazy. That's wild.
Yeah.
Imagine someone coming to the UK saying you can't eat fish.
Because we're saving it for somebody else.
Yeah, we're saving it for someone else. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. A lot of people go crazy. Like, I want my fish and chips.
I'll eat that
I want my
crab,
chip.
I'll
I
eat
want to,
that
yeah,
crab.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's like,
Yeah.
what else did you do in Cuba? Good food? Was the beef nice?
The beef was great. Really recommend. I holidayed. I think we like swam with dolphins.
yeah.
We did swim with dolphins, which is very touristy. And now I look back, I wouldn't do again.
Yeah.
I think I've got a bit of an animal activist in me now.
Yeah.
But yeah, happy holidays. I was
Yeah.
15, 16,
Happy holidays.
maybe a bit later. Yeah.
All right, let's do Myanmar.
Myanmar. Myanmar used to be Burma
Burma.
in Southeast Asia. Lot of like troubles going on in Myanmar. at the
Myanmar,
minute
yeah.
With the military. So the military's basically taking control of the country and is being unfair to
Damn.
civilians. So I went because Myanmar's higher education structure is not brilliant.
Yeah.
So a lot of kids want to leave to go and get a better opportunity, a better degree elsewhere. So we were either doing that, or we can take one of our degrees and franchise it if the students don't actually want to leave Myanmar,
Yeah.
which at the minute with the military involvement,
Yeah.
not a lot of kids can. So yeah, I went to Yangon, and Yangon's got probably the most
Yangon where?
beautiful- Yangon. It's been such a long day. And you're just not stopping.
So yeah,
It's got the most beautiful temple I've ever seen
in Yangon.
in Yangon.
Oh wow.
It's all made out of gold, and you
Yeah.
have to go in barefoot. So
Oh,
you can
wow.
only go at night because the sun's so hot during the day.
Yeah.
Your feet can't cope with the floor during the day. So at night it's all lit up, and the sunset just hits it, and like I was mesmerized.
Oh wow. A
Really
food?
beautiful.
you
Can't
remember it?
recall it. I can't
Yeah.
remember it. Do you know what I do remember about Myanmar? Driving to the airport to come home.
Yeah.
In the back of a taxi. I think it wasn't an Uber. It was like a local taxi, and you're in the middle of nowhere. And so sometimes I zoom out on Google Maps
Yeah.
and I'm like, how the fuck am I here and all my family's over there?
Yeah.
It was in the middle of nowhere. And do you remember when Paris Hilton released like one song?
Not really, but
It came on in the taxi, and I was like, what a surreal thing to
Yeah,
happen.
how random.
Why am I listening to Paris Hilton in the
Yeah.
back of Yangon in Myanmar?
How crazy.
And also in Myanmar, I was at the airport, and do you remember that time where you used to like check in on Facebook, like Lisa Williams?
Yeah,
is in Myanmar?
yeah.
And then one of my friends who I lived in Miami with was like, me too, I've just arrived. And we met up at the airport that day, and then went for drinks the following
Oh, I
night.
love that. How cute. Right. I feel like I've been to around the country with you.
We've done the world.
I feel like we've traveled together,
Cultured.
but I want you to now pick out key moments for me. It could be anywhere you've been, key moments that's either inspired you, or scared you.
I mean, scared me was probably having a gun to my head, to
Yeah.
be honest.
In Nigeria?
Not great.
And the malaria, obviously,
Malaria wasn't.
was an ideal.
There's a little ghost in this room, isn't there? Do you know what, though? Without sounding really obnoxious, I don't scare easily. There's not much that puts the fear of God in me.
Yeah.
I've had a flight where I was like, okay, this is it. The turbulence was so bad.
Damn.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like
What flight was
place.
it to where?
I was going from Ho Chi Minh to Hanoi.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is it. This is the one. It was so bad. And I'm not a nervous flyer.
Yeah.
And I act like I shit myself.
Damn, was that bad?
Yeah.
Like,
Not
can
literally.
you like describe the experience?
So I was on an aisle. There was a little girl, like 2-3 years old, next to me in the middle, then her mum at the window. And it's only about a 2-hour flight. It was pitch black, so it was nighttime. And just the turbulence, you know, when you leave your stomach up there because it just like drops out how many thousands of feet in a second. But it kept doing that, and it was from side to side. So the woman next to me grabbed her child, and she's like rocking up and down. And I was like, oh my God.
Is it like being, like, you know, when you go on ride sometime and you're like coming down the roller coaster, does it feel like you're about to, like, you know, in your whole gut's about to drop?
You leave it up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awful. It was awful. So this woman's like rocking up and down with her child, which just makes you more anxious to look at.
Yeah.
But you've no control, have you?
Yeah, of course, there's nothing you can do.
There's nothing
just
you can
see it
do.
out.
And I like to think in that situation, I'd just be like, fuck it, there's nothing
Yeah, it
I
is
can
what it
do.
is.
But not at all.
Were you like praying to God thinking this is it?
I was praying to something, yeah. But it, like, you think of your family, don't you? Because you're like, oh, I've not managed to say bye.
Yeah.
Like, they don't know that I'm not okay.
Yeah.
Because there's no Wi-Fi, and you just, everything goes through your head.
Yeah, so how has, you know, traveling around the world, you know, has it changed your perspective about your view of the world?
Yeah.
In what sense?
So I'm not naive enough to say that there's no bad in the world. Obviously, there's a lot of bad going on in the world at the moment, every day. But I found and find that at the heart, people are good.
Yeah.
Not everyone,
Not
I know
everyone.
that. But generally, people are good, and all it takes is a bit of a kindness and a smile to translate into 1,000 languages.
Yeah.
And people will help you. So I remember when I went to Vietnam for the first time, and the roads in Vietnam are chaos. Like, there's 1,000 bikes in 1 square meter.
How was that compared to the Nigerian roads?
Worse.
Is it?
Yeah,
What is
I'll
that?
show you a video after.
Crazy.
It's so nerve-wracking, but there's an art form to crossing the road. You've literally just got to walk, and they'll avoid you. But I didn't know that the first time I went.
That's
So I remember
crazy.
standing on the right side of the road, like, I've got to get over there.
Yeah.
And this little old Vietnamese lady just held my hand and walked me over.
Bless her.
Like, people are good.
Yeah.
At the heart of it. I think it makes you realise that actually the place you occupy is very small and insignificant. There's a massive, the world is wide.
Yeah.
And
There's a world out there to discover.
there's a massive world to discover. And as well, I think it makes you realise that your hometown or your home country is not the best. And it's
True.
not the most modern, and it's not got it right.
Yeah.
And actually, you can learn a lot from the way that other people do things.
Yeah.
And so, you know, like a lot of Americans don't have a passport,
Yeah.
and they think that their country's like the number
best,
one in the
yeah.
world, which in their view is fine. Like, I'm not going to dispute that.
Yeah.
But actually, there are a million other people, countries, cultures that do things better, and we can learn from.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay for us to not have got it nailed on.
Yeah.
But I just think we occupy such an insignificant place
Yeah.
in the world, and I like that. I
So-
like being reminded that I'm just one little thing.
Yeah. I love that as well. So if you could pick anything that you could take from any of the countries you've been to and bring it back to the UK, it could be the culture, it could be the tech, whatever, it could be whatever. What would it be?
So I like, or maybe I should say I dislike the pace of life in the UK. Like, we're
Yeah.
so fast, and everything is like, quick commute, you're going to miss the train, get to work, get a coffee, sit at your desk,
yeah.
bam, 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 9 to 5. And we're creatures of habit in the UK. When you go abroad, to actually most countries, particularly in the East and definitely in Africa, it's slow.
Yeah.
Take your
chill.
time, just breathe, take it all in. I think family comes first in Asia and Africa more so than it does in the UK.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of kids will live with the parents until they're whatever age or until they're married off.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I could do that.
Yeah.
But I think there's something in that.
Massively.
That family unit.
Yeah, I feel like living in Nigeria, like there isn't that pressure to have the job now.
Yeah.
Like you can spend the years in education finding a job.
Yeah.
Like not only until you're married that you move out.
Yeah.
And yeah. So like in that sense, like there isn't pressure on younger kids to be like someone already.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Take your time with things. It'll
Yeah.
all work out. I think as a country, we're not patriotic in the UK.
Do you think so?
I don't. Like, you very rarely see the Union Jack or St. George's flag hanging
Yeah.
from houses, whereas a lot of countries overseas you do. You see it
Yeah.
everywhere. Their flag. There's a lot
More,
of
like,
patriotism.
I'll probably say more like European countries than Africans.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Southeast Asia, I saw the Thai and the Vietnamese flag out all week last week.
Yeah.
In America, you see it everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think a slower pace of life. And I think in the UK, we can be quite angry with each other. When you go overseas, people are genteel and they're kind and they want to help. And like the Buddhist religion feeds into that quite heavily. When I'm in Asia, I see that quite a lot.
So, like, what are your thoughts on this saying? I've heard a lot of people say it that people with less tend to be a lot happier.
Yeah.
And have you seen that?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like when I was in the Dominican, and these people who live in like natural disaster zones, they've got nothing, and they live off the land, they're farmers, whatever, and they probably lose their crops like once every 2 years because of flooding or whatever. So they lose their livelihood overnight. But then they're nice people. Like they're not moaning about what they've not got. It's more about what I have got. And actually, okay, my crops might be gone, but I'll make sure that my kids eat by doing X, Y, Z. And they focus on what they can do.
Yeah. And
rather than woe is me.
It's a lot more about like focusing on the present.
Focus on the present.
Yeah,
focus on
and
the
enjoying every single moment that you can.
Yeah, because there's always someone worse off.
Of course.
So whilst you think that you've not got X, Y, Z, you've actually got an abundance of stuff.
Sounds very like this might sound very, very cliche. Like, you know, how does traveling make you? Like, does it make you more grateful for the life we have here in the UK, or like?
Yeah, it makes me a few things. It makes me grateful for what I've got, because I can always come home and, like I say, put my heating on, or I know I can go and do a full food shop the day that I'm back and stock my fridge up, and I'll have food for the week. I'll always have running water, things like that. However, it does make me envious of the way other people live.
Yeah.
I do carry a lot of envy, because I don't think we've got it right in the UK.
Yeah.
Like our economy's going to shit. It actually costs a fortune to heat your house.
Yeah.
So it makes me grateful, but it also makes me envious of the way other people live, because I think I look at that and I'm like, yeah, I could get on board with that.
Oh, I love that.
Other cultures and stuff.
So let's go back to your job, what you do. If you could advise any students abroad that are looking to come to the UK to study, what advice would you give them?
So
Practical advice.
Tactical advice.
Practical advice.
Studying abroad will open your horizons more than you can imagine. That's such a cliche, it'll open your horizons. But it really will. Like linguistically, culturally, in terms of your independence, learning how to budget, learning how to problem solve in a language that's not yours. It'll give you a skill set that will carry you through more than that year.
Of course.
Obviously, you've got to put the work in for your studies. You can't just come and it won't be gifted to you.
Yeah.
You've got to put the work in. But as an international student, the odds are already stacked against you, because you've got to put the work in a language that's not yours.
Yeah.
You've got to learn to write an essay formally. You can't just write. You've got to write academically.
Yeah.
So put the work in, and you'll reap the rewards of a British degree, an overseas degree, plus the like holistic pastoral stuff that comes with it that you can take back as a skill set. So
what if I'm someone that I'm thinking about studying abroad? What steps can I take?
Come to me.
But obviously, like, let's say I'm in Nigeria right now.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of coming to the UK to study.
So
what do I do?
You may not know it, but you'll have local agents on the ground in your local city that can counsel you through that. So they'll triage you. Okay, so this is your subject area that you're interested in. What's your budget? What kind of city do you want to live in? Do you want to go in September? Do you want to go in 2 years? What are your grades? They'll counsel you through the whole process so that they can then present you with a couple of different options and say, maybe this university, maybe this one, maybe this one. Let's look at all three.
Yeah.
And the cost for this one is that, and you'll get this kind of experience at that one. And then you just like whittle it down to the one that's right for you.
That makes sense.
So they'll do it on your behalf. They'll triage it for you in relationship with the university.
Yeah.
So I talk to these guys every day.
Yeah. So I'm guessing, does different uni have different agents back in those countries?
Yes and no. There's a few that we'll all use because they're tried, tested, reputable, all of that. There's some that might have a better relationship with other universities.
Yeah.
There'll be some that nobody uses because nobody's found yet.
Yeah.
So yes and no.
So then, just like if you're a student in Nigeria that is looking to potentially come to the UK to study, find an agent that's in your area, and then they will help you.
Your agents will be on the university websites. So if you've already got an idea in your mind that you might want to study at least Trinity, our agents are listed there
on the website,
and you can just go from there. Yeah.
All right. Let's go back to the young Lisa.
Yeah.
Talk to me. What advice would you give the young Lisa, knowing what you know now?
What advice would I give her? just be bold as brass. Like, fear nothing. It'll all work out. Trust your instincts. And don't rely on the advice of everybody. Don't take it as gospel, because I did that with my career. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy where I am.
Yeah.
But I think I was very much misguided. Just be happy.
Yeah.
With whatever happy looks like for you. You
Yeah.
don't have to follow the grow up, get a job, get engaged, get married, have babies. You don't have to follow that.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Because you can have a crisis of confidence. Confidence crisis of confidence. You can, if you think, oh shit, all my friends are doing it, I'm the only one that's not. It's fine. As long as you're happy and you're healthy, fine.
Right.
That's what I would say.
It's good advice. And then, have you got any other travel plans coming up?
I'm going to Amsterdam the first week of January.
Yeah.
I'm going to Nigeria. We're trying to get to Kenya
Okay.
and the Philippines.
Wow. What, all in January?
No, I'll do those in January and February, maybe March.
Oh, wow. Not much then.
No, not much. You know
Keep
me.
up, mate.
Just go slow. I'm taking my mum to the Dolomites.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. Yeah, you did say. I'm taking Ade as well.
Yeah, taking
We
Adi
we
as
hear
well.
we heard it here first.
Yeah.
So if you give one life advice, what would it be?
Just be fucking happy.
Yeah.
Just be happy. All this shit pales into insignificance about your career and all
Yeah.
of this kind of stuff. You've got to do what you want to do. If you don't follow a path that all your friends are following because it's
Yeah.
not right for you, it's fine.
But how can you just be happy?
I
What's
think
happiness for you?
happiness for me, practically,
Yeah.
is I think everybody's got a few versions of happiness, haven't
Yeah.
they? Because get me on a flight to work, I'm happy as Larry. Like, I'm like a pig in shit. But then come home and spend a Friday night with my parents around their breakfast table. There's wine, my dad's cooking, my brother's being the clown, the class clown. I'm happy.
Yeah.
And then put me in a gym with all my friends. So me and my gym friends, the majority of my gym friends live
Yeah.
in Newcastle. And every year we go on holiday together.
I love that.
So Bali was a 3-week holiday.
Yeah.
Cape
we
Town.
need to talk about Bali.
Oh, Bali.
Come on, talk to me about Bali.
So in love with Bali.
Yeah.
So there was about 14 of us, and we hired a villa with a gym attached to it. We trained every morning, and then we did like just whatever during the
Yeah.
day. We went to a beach club, or we hiked a mountain, or we went wherever. We just did things in Bali. And we did the same in Cape Town the year before. Swam with sharks,
Yeah.
hiked Table Mountain.
So let's go back to Bali. Like, what would you recommend people do in Bali?
So Bali's
your
not a
experience.
massive island,
Yeah.
but each part of it has got a different personality. So you've got like the chilled out part where you can do your beach bars and beach clubs and all of that and
Yeah.
just sit and watch the sunset. Then you've got Canggu, which is really, really training, gymmy, healthy,
Yeah.
smoothies, like change the world. All
Yeah,
of that kind
bro.
of stuff.
Find yourself and all that.
Go find yourself.
Yeah.
You've got the culture vulture stuff. You've got temples. You've got everything in Bali.
So you-
really chilled
Yeah.
place to be.
You can find your thing if you're like a party girl.
Yeah.
I need to go to Bali. I've never been.
You should go to Bali.
Yeah.
It's so cheap. People are good. The food's good.
What food did you eat in Bali?
It's just all Asian, like Asian good stuff.
Like noodles and stuff.
Yeah, good curries, good
Yeah.
noodles, good stir fries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds lovely.
Yeah, it's happy days.
Now
Bali.
it makes me want to order.
Yeah,
But obviously,
sorry.
it's not the same here in the UK,
No,
is
it's
it?
not.
But we just have to make do with what we've
Yeah.
got. Have you ever been to like Tycoon in
Manchester?
Yeah.
No, not Manchester, but I have been, and maybe it was in Birmingham.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Yeah, I have
Yeah,
been.
it's really lovely. Banging
Yeah?
food.
Is
yeah,
it?
yeah, it's nice. We are taking some recommendations. So, are you a massive book reader?
I've let myself down the last few years. I
Yeah.
used to be, and then it's not really an excuse because I spend time on flights where I should be reading.
Yeah.
I just stopped. I used to be like a really avid book reader when I was younger, and it's just stopped a little bit. I think the last one I've read The Midnight Library.
Okay, what's that
Loved
about?
it. So I resonated with The Midnight Library quite a lot. It's by a guy called Matt Haig, and it's about essentially it's about not being happy with the life you've got. So
Yeah.
you go and try and change it, and then you realise that the grass isn't greener,
On the other side.
and that what you've got right in front of you is just what you need.
Yeah.
That's the abundance.
Yeah.
And it's very that's a very, very summarizing way of talking about it. It's got layers to this book, and this girl tries on different lives.
Yeah.
So she thinks she wants to be married. Like, oh my God, I'm not married and I'm 30 odd. So she goes into this other life. She gets married, and she fucking hates it.
Oh, wow.
So she tries on various versions of her life and then realizes, I mean, I don't want to give the game away.
Like,
But
what she has now it's always been what she needs. Just make the most of it.
Yeah, make the most of what you've got. Stop trying to get what other people have got.
Yeah.
Or trying to like fit a square into a circle.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
That was a good book.
Any like, what's your favorite song? Like, pickup song, or just any like feel good song? So we're also creating a playlist.
So I'm a massive Springsteen fan, Bruce
Okay.
Springsteen. So pickup song, because he's got a massive catalogue. So my favourite song in the world is Thunder Road by Bruce
Thunder Road.
Springsteen. Thunder
Okay.
Road by Bruce Springsteen. Pickup song, if I'm going for Springsteen again, I'll go Rosalita.
Rosalita by
Just a
Springsteen.
happy song.
Yeah,
That.
perfect.
Big Taylor Swift fan in my house.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm a
What
Swiftie.
what song?
Oh, come on.
It feels like one of those things. Is that Taylor Swift?
Yeah. 22. I go seeing her next year.
Are you? Where?
Edinburgh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice trip.
Yeah.
Right,
So
what-
I went
what-
to see Springsteen this year. I've
Yeah.
got Taylor Swift and Springsteen again next year.
Oh, nice.
Great year for music.
Yeah, it seems like for you. Yeah. So like, what song Taylor Swift? What song? If you have to listen to one song
Oh
and
my
repeat forever.
God, for the rest of my life.
Yeah, one Taylor Swift song.
Just one.
Yeah.
Come on, man. But it's a depressing one.
Yeah, I don't care.
So it's called All Too Well.
Can you give it a little?
No.
What is it? I actually don't know it. If I know,
So lyrically, she's such a good songwriter.
Yeah.
Like some of her songs are very poppy,
Yeah.
but when you look at her lyrics, they're unreal. Like I could write a PhD on this.
so like, what is the lyrics in that song then?
So she takes you through a journey about how she was with a guy and he
Yeah.
never told her he loved her and it was like teenage love and all of this and he broke her heart and then she comes through the other side. But the song is 10 minutes long.
Oh wow.
So it's like a little narrated
Oh, I've never heard that.
Yeah.
What is it again?
All Too Well.
All Too Well. I listened to it.
Yeah, it's depresso. You won't come out happy.
Hey. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like lyrically takes you on a bit of a journey.
So how do you switch off?
Oh, I don't. I was having this conversation with someone today. I really struggle to switch off. I struggle. So like I've worked all day, I've trained today. I
Yeah.
should be going home to do nothing. I'm going to cook a full curry.
Yeah, but that is your way of switching off.
It is.
Whether you like it or not, yeah. 'Cause I feel like sometimes like we like I enjoy being busy as well. But sometimes switching off is actually being busy, but you're doing less
In your own little head.
Yeah, in your head.
Yeah.
And I feel like those are the things that keeps you alive.
Yeah, of course. Like I wake up quite early at the minute because I'm still a bit jet lagged.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a workaholic.
Are you?
Yeah. It's
Is
not
it-
good. That's not admirable.
Have you always been?
Yes, since I started working at Coventry.
Do you ever see it changing?
Yeah, I would like to because it started to impact my health.
Yeah.
I'm getting stressed when I shouldn't be.
In what way?
So physically, like if stress manifests itself on me, I get like a little skin rash.
Yeah.
Or I'll get stomach pain, nightmares,
What is making you stress?
just work.
What
Just,
related stuff?
Weirdly, my job is actually target based.
So you've got like a certain target you have to hit.
Yeah. But also the travel, like I've
a lot of
traveled so
travel.
frequently, it all sounds so nice and
Yeah,
glamorous.
it does.
It's exhausting.
I can imagine.
So I'm constantly jet lagged. I'm constantly living out of a suitcase. I have to say no to a lot of like social events because
Yeah.
I'm not here, and it affects my social life. And I'm sleeping on planes, so I miss a whole night's sleep. It's exhausting.
I can imagine because I think like we all like it sounds amazing, but again,
Yeah.
there's a lot of back and forth,
Yeah.
and you're missing a lot of like events.
Yeah.
And
So from
things.
September, I've been on the road every 2 weeks
Yeah.
up until Sunday just gone.
Do you ever see it like reducing, or would you ever stop doing that?
Stop totally. No, I could never go to zero. I'd feel like my wings have been clipped.
Yeah.
But reduced to make it more, just to fit into my life a bit more. Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, job wise, dream job,
Yeah. I've
Smashing
got
it?
Yeah, as like I said, it's got its stresses, but every job has.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, isn't it? Like people give careers advice, like how to get your dream job.
I
Doesn't exist.
love the careers advice voice.
It doesn't exist.
Let's do that again. How to
Go
be a
on
dream job.
LinkedIn, go network. No, don't do all that shit. Like it's just generic advice. I'm on LinkedIn, nothing comes from it.
Yeah, but again, like what you do is different.
What I do.
Yeah, I feel like what you do is very, very niche. Like you might not get business from that, but you might work with someone else.
Yeah, absolutely. What I mean, I'm not saying don't go on LinkedIn, don't network, but those are not your only two options when it comes to career
there's a lot of options, yeah.
Like your dream job doesn't exist. It looks glamorous from the offset, but actually when you get into the nitty gritty, no job is perfect.
No.
Nobody loves every part of their job.
Yeah, like the way I see it is like you have to pick your poison.
Yeah.
And, like job, life will never be stress-free, but it's about picking the stress that you care about.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, like for me, like doing this is like this morning I was like, I got up at like 5:30, I'm thinking, oh, I can't be fucked. Then I walked out of there, I was like, yeah, fucking let's do this.
Yeah.
Then I got here, I'm like putting together, I'm like, oh, I can't be fucked. But I was like, yeah, let's do this. But like, it's a stress that I care about.
Yeah.
So like, it's stressful, but like, I care about that stress. But I think when it becomes crazy intense is when you're doing stuff that you hate, and the stress, you don't really care about the stress. You're in the job that you hate, the stress, you don't really care about it. But it's when you're like doing what you love, it comes with stress. That's life.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
But I also think it takes time to get to a place where you love your job. Like no graduate walks out at 18, 19, 20 into the dream job. It doesn't exist.
No.
But they're sold the dream that it will do.
Yeah.
And you'll have your dream job if you do this degree.
Yeah.
No. You've got to put the work in. You've got to hate a few bosses. You've got to put the night shifts in. You've got to do all the dirty work. You don't know everything. You don't have a career worth at 18.
Yeah.
Like people say, command a salary that you deserve. You don't deserve one at 18.
No, yeah,
You've got to put the shift in.
Yeah, you have to work hard.
And then you'll get there.
Yeah.
But I do think you should always dress well for work. I think you should dress up for work.
Perfect.
Consider it
Lisa,
done.
thank you so much. It's
Thank you for
been a
having
fun
me.
experience going around the world with you.
Yeah, around the world in
and
an hour
learning
and a
all
half.
about your stories, the ups and downs, the crazy stories, the fun stories. And I can't wait for what's in store for you. Well done for what you do. Like your job sounds amazing, and you're changing and impacting a lot of lives.
Hopefully.
Whether you like it or not, you are. And being able to bring education. I think education is one of the most powerful tools you could ever have. And
best weapon you can have in your pocket.
Exactly. And bringing it around the world is truly inspiring. So keep on shining. Thank you for coming.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Well done.